as the first thing that happens in becoming truly a leader in anything is the commitment. That is the first thing that has to be there. And this is in general, right? And the commitment is essentially, it's a decision you make for yourself, but it also represents a bold proclamation. It's a bold demonstration. Right? No one is going to follow someone who's wishy-washy. That's not inspiring, right? But commitment inspires people. It attracts people. It makes them want to know more. It makes them want to understand why you are so convicted in what you are doing. And so that has to always come first. The greatest definition of commitment I ever heard is that's doing the thing you said you would do long after the feeling you said it in is gone. Right? I mean, that's a natural thing, right? I mean, it's easy to make a commitment without having clarity on what it's going to take. In other words, commitment is not an emotional decision. Matter of fact, leadership is not an emotional decision. It doesn't mean you won't have emotions. It means you don't decide on emotions, right? You operate on principles, not on emotions. People who make decisions on emotions get nowhere, right? Or the place they get, they wish they didn't go most of the time. It's rare an emotional decision is going to take you any place you're going to want to be because it's emotion. It is not well defined. You can't operate on a feeling. You have to acknowledge a feeling, but you don't operate on one. Commitment leads to consistency. This is huge. Commitment leads to consistency. Here's some things you never hear. I went to the gym every now and then I became incredibly fit. I every now and then I picked up a pen and I wrote a bestseller. I ate right a little bit and I became incredibly healthy. Do you understand what I'm saying? Nobody got anywhere with anything of value ever on the earth in general without consistency, right? So commitment will lead to consistency. It's effort. The point is, consistency is going to lead to progress. I can't promise how fast it's going to be because it's not just the consistency of the effort. There's other parts to that it's applying to. It's applying to you as a human and how you're growing in the midst of that, right? It's the compounding of the skill development. But consistency always leads to competence. That's the next thing. So commitment creates consistency, which leads to competence. None of these can be skipped. You're not consistent without commitment. That's just a fact. Nobody's ever consistent in anything without commitment. And certainly why I'm bringing this up is not just a fundamental for building your business, because that's how you work the process. It's about leadership, because without commitment, there is not leadership. You're just a clanging gong, as they say. You're not someone that anyone will be inspired to follow. It's just a fact. Nobody wants to follow someone that's thinking about doing it. Right? I heard about this investment, thinking about getting in it. Okay, well, when you're all in, let me know. Then I might consider. It's just, you think about it common sensibly. And then from the effort comes confidence. So that's the flow. If you want to become confident, you have to become competent. Anywhere in your life where you have that uncomfortable feeling, you can point to a human competence that you are not quite there on. Very simple. This is part of what I teach in leadership training, in general leadership training, like any situation. You got a conflict situation, you got a feedback situation, you got a coaching situation, you got any kind of human situation you are in the midst of, and you are highly uncomfortable to do what you know needs to be done. It's because you have a competence challenge. You are aware in that moment acutely that you don't feel like you know how to do this right. You can step back and go, well, you could be worried about the other person's reaction. Yeah, that's still a competence issue because you're worried about how you'll deal with it. And so I can take you down the rabbit hole forever and I'm going to end up at the same spot. It's always that. But you can't get confidence without competence, and you can't get competence without consistency, and you can't get consistency without commitment. Those are very simple flow of human fundamentals. And we're just humans fundamentally doing something.